Well, this is Farrell Yoakum with Discipline That Reaches and Teaches, and wanted to spend a few minutes today with my most favorite people in the whole world, classroom teachers. You're in the trenches every day doing the heavy lifting, and so anything I can do to encourage you is what I want to do. Today's Labor Day, so it's kind of a demarcation point in the year. I want to encourage you to do one thing when you get back to school after this Labor Day weekend. It's a great time to go over your rules and expectations again with your students and make sure that they understand what you expect. But today I want to talk about something different. We have been talking about leadership and about the 5 C's, but today I wanted to mention something that's kind of in the news, and that is that so many schools have been banning cell phones, and they're in the news a little bit about how difficult it's been to enforce that, especially in places where they haven't required it before as people get used to that. I hope that your school that doesn't permit it. We didn't used to permit cell phones in our school, and even with that, we'd still have problems enforcing it with children and others who would come to school with cell phones. So I want to just mention that social media is such a powerful influence in all of our lives, and it's known that that people spend a lot of time on social media. It impacts all of us. And I did see a statistic that indicated, I think it's about 2 years ago, that indicated that the average middle school student, so 6th, 7th, 8th grade, spends an average of 6.1 hours on screens after they get home. And I suspect most of that's probably a cell phone. It could be computers, TVs, and things like that. But that's a long time, and that's after school. So a fourth of their days, a fourth of 24 hours, is spent on screens after spending a fourth of their day at school. And then I don't know what statistics are for the weekends, but that's a lot of time, and it indicated how pervasive it is. And there's also another book out called The Shallows. Came out about 10, 15 years ago. 2010, I think is when it came out. And it talks about the internet and what it's doing to our brains, not just to our children, but even to us. And so it's a great book, a great read about maybe how to take control of the internet for yourself and for your family and for others. I wanted to mention this when it comes to the internet. Not this past summer, but the summer before, we had a 6th grade girl who had committed suicide during the summer. She wasn't going to be a 7th grade student for us. It was indeed tragic. I knew this young lady, and it was very sad to think of that I had talked with her, I had visited with her, and I knew she was troubled, and we had visited multiple times with the parents about her sometimes making suggestions that she might not be happy with her life, that she might wish to end it. There's some self-harm that was going on, and most of the time they were kind of dismissive and kind of felt like she was attention seeking, and so she ended up taking her own life. And I had to start thinking, was there something else I could have done, something else we could have done that would have prevented it, something I could have said maybe that might have helped her to not take that action? The end of her life, it's a horrible thing. But we do know that the internet has something to do with the way our young girls view themselves, and the fact that the pervasiveness of it is just increasing. It used to be that when a young lady went home, that if they were being taunted at school and ostracized at school, which will happen with middle school students, I'm not talking about out and out bullying, but about, kind of the things that they will do. Like, if you're my friend, you can't be their friend, and talking smack, I guess is the popular word about their other people, their other friends, and being a victim of that. And it used to be that before cell phones, you went home and you were free from it till the next day. If it was Friday, you were free from it until Monday. No more, no longer. Now you go home, it's 24/7, 365. You go home and there's group messages and text messages and phone calls and other things that come up about you, about maybe the way you look, or maybe something that you did, or maybe something that you said, or your friends. There's other things that can be demoralizing, and they're causing an increase in those sorts of things with young people taking their lives. We know it's on the rise, and we know that social media has a lot to do with it. So I just urge you, as an educator who's given the order to have order and safety in your classroom, that you would work to make sure that it isn't happening in your classroom, to keep the cell phones out, and that if you have children of your own, or you have ways and opportunities to speak to your students, or speak to parents, or speak to other teachers or to other people about it, that maybe we could all work together to reduce all the time that our children are spending on social media and on the internet, and that maybe we might just save 1 or 2 or 3 more. We'll never know. But that was what I wanted to talk to everybody about today, and that even if, as I said, it affects us as well. So maybe we should think about how much time we're spending on it and the impact that it may be having on us. Certainly is going to have the impact that it would have on a young person who's trying to formulate how they fit into the world. But maybe we should consider the time that we're spending. So I'll get back on our leadership series here when on my next video. And in the meantime, I look forward to visiting with all of you again soon, and hoping that you'll have a great day.